In the name of God who creates, God who redeems, God who sustains. Amen. Today is a feast day for St. Thomas Episcopal Church. Today is the celebration of the day after the Lobsterfest. Yes, give yourselves a hand. This feast day is a time to rest. Yesterday's gone. The food is sold. I think some's left that you may buy later. They'll tell you about that. On this feast day, it is a time to relax. No planning, no preparation, no packaging, at least for a while. This feast day is a time to rejoice that all the hard work and good humor paid off. As a first-time insider, I was in awe as I experienced Lobsterfest 2022. I walked around, sometimes in silence, listening what's so sacred. There was no grumbling, no fussing, no fighting. People were smiling, laughing as they worked. St. Thomas Church is a community of faith that is love in action. This morning, as Paul speaks words to another community of faith, Paul also speaks to us gathered here. The Thessalonians believe that the second coming of Christ in power and glory will come any day now. Paul preached it, they heard it, they believe it. However, some members of the congregation are using this idea that the end is near as an excuse to quit work and just sit complacently around waiting for their new life. They live in idleness. They're mere busybodies, doing no work. Paul exclaims, "Anyone unwilling to work should not eat." Anyone unwilling to work should not eat? Whoa, wait just a minute. Now, Paul, I mean no disrespect, but this morning I must speak up on behalf of these faithful people gathered here. Paul, you brought up the subject of work. So, Paul, I am here this morning to tell you these people are willing to work. These people spent a whole year in prayer, planning, preparation for the 29th Lobsterfest. The 29th. They created t-shirts and posters and banners and street signs. They ordered supplies. They organized a 5K run for 159 people. They collected recipes. They created menus. And then they put on their aprons, pulled out their pot holders, and started cooking. Whew. did they ever cook. 1,400 lobsters, 150 Boston butts, 300 racks of ribs. They made 400 lobster rolls. And they had to crack all those lobsters. They made 700 containers of barbecue sauce. They exactly weighed out 760 cartons of coleslaw, 670 cartons of potato salad. They cooked gumbo, soups, casseroles, more than you could count. They made cakes and cookies and pies and candies and more desserts than you could imagine. And in that very parish hall, on Thursday afternoon, they created the cutest individual banana splits. Each one had vanilla wafers in the bottom with creamy custard combined with sliced bananas and a delicious plop of whipped cream on top. They were adorable. But Paul, I'm not finished yet. In addition to all that cooking, all done with good humor, with laughter and love, in addition to all that going on in the kitchens around, there were people signing folks in. There were people outside welcoming folks in. There were runners, some going in, some going out, people checking what was going in and going out, sackers and stackers and receipt givers and all sorts of people doing all sorts of things to make the day successful, while at home, countless people were praying for those who were here, doing hard work with good humor. And not one penny of the proceeds from the 2022 Lobsterfest will go to St. Thomas. Not one penny. All the proceeds from St. Thomas will be divided between First Stop, the ministry that meets the homeless where they are, and divided with the Honduras Medical and Dental Mission. All will go out to make the world a better place. Yes, Paul, as you can see, this congregation is willing to work. This congregation, this beloved St. Thomas Church, is a community of faith that is love in action. They are willing to work, Paul. They are willing to work. And so now, let us get ready to eat. Amen.
Amen.